Please like this video, press the subscription button and the notification button. Subscribe to my channel. Let's learn and grow together. Okay? Thank you. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you're watching me from. My name is Monica Ngozi. This is Monique's chat room. Today, I've come to talk to you guys about divorce and the different stages that people go through when this happens. So, divorce sometimes is inevitable, as negative as it sounds. Is a reality, is something that happens in the world that we live in the society that we live in. So today I just wanted to uh, we just go through most, if not all, of the feelings or emotional journey that people go through when divorce happens. So the first one is being in denial, not really taking it in that this has happened, that the marriage of 20 years, 10 years, 5 years, 15 years, 13 years, whatever number of years has broken down. You tend to not accept the reality of divorce, that this is happening, especially when one of the partners or the husband or the wife has gone to have served you the document for divorce. It's like, yeah, is he serious or is she serious? That kind of feeling, and you don't really tend to accept like this is happening. You feel shock, you feel numb, but then it can start from then and even continue even after the divorce. But the next feeling or emotion that comes is anger. When you talk about everything you've been through, promises that was made to you, especially when you're not really at fault, like, should I say, you're not majorly at fault. um you just feel like your time has been wasted, the investments that you made, both emotional investments, financial investment, time investment that you've made. You've put yourself in this marriage, you've seen this person as your other half over the years, however long the marriage lasted, and now this is all crashing down. You feel angry because you feel like you've lost, especially when there was someone else and you guys really had, you guys understood each other, and then you left that person because you feel like this is a better choice to make, or maybe you got pressured into this marriage, depending on the kind of family you come from. But for whatever reason, you've left someone that you could have had a better life with, or for your forever with, and end up with this person, and now the marriage is ending. Everything you've built, even the pain of having to start sharing things, dividing things, is not just saying it by word. You have to go through the courts and all these things to just make things final. The anger of, it's just angry, because the togetherness that you've had, and all of this is just crashing down, especially when, like I said, you're not the one looking for the divorce, and you don't even understand why the things get to the point of divorce or whatever it is. You just feel angry when children are involved. As a woman, you know that the responsibility of raising those children are going to fall on you, mostly on you, irrespective of whether you agree to co-parent or not. No matter how much you co-parent, whatever happens to those children, you are not going to say, oh, it's your turn today, therefore, or this month, therefore I'm not going to care about the child. maybe something happened, the child is in hospital, or an accident happened with the child in school or whatever. You hear about it, you're going to be worried, you're going to want to be there. And, for some people who are with partners who are unsteady, they can find a reason not to be with the children when it's their time to be with the children, and there's nothing you can do. Those children are going to be with you. You're going to be worried about, you're going to have to take up responsibility of making sure those children don't lack anything, don't feel like they're less because the divorce happened, and all these things. And the fact that you've shared intimacy with this person for so many years, you've planned your life with them, you built your world around them and with them, and then everything comes crashing down. All the waste of time. It's like, I don't want to equate it to doing a business and investing all your money, and everything sinks down in a deep sea. But I don't know what else to use to explain it. So all your building, your plans, you feel angry. When you go past the level of denial, you feel this anger, like, you're gonna have to start all over again. And it's so it is annoying. It's annoying. You think of all the time you've lost. You think of all the red flags, or how early you could have even ended things if you knew it was going to still come down to this. But you didn't, because you're thinking, it's a phase, work on it, everything will be fine. And then it just comes crashing still. Is annoying, It's annoying. And then you think of what people, the society, what are they thinking? It's the anger also is about what, people are very judgmental of women. Sometimes they don't even, a lot of the times they don't actually know what happened. They don't really even know the woman. They probably neighbors or whatever, they meet in a social gathering or somewhere. But the point is, they don't know you properly. They haven't even had conversation with you to say they can judge who you are. Just their perception of someone from afar, they tend to conclude, they tend to conclude. And there are some people who play to be amazing outside, but behind closed doors, they are monsters. So people outside, they don't know that about the other partner. And you feel, oh, she must have done something, he's a lovely man, and things like that, or vice versa. So at the end of the day, you feel angry. You get to a point where you have enough of all these judgments that they didn't say anything to you, but by the look alone you can see. Or if some of them will be bold enough to actually come and make a comment to you, and is annoying. Is annoying. Is a compound of reasons, and it's both from the internal and from the external, and you feel that anger. But the major anger is the fact that you've invested so much of your life, your time, your money, your emotion, and then this happens. You don't even think of starting again. Like, where are you going to start from? From where to where? So yeah, you go through anger. You go through anger. Yeah. So another, even the whole situation, like, oh my God. So another stage is bargaining. I don't know. I have been through divorce. I didn't go through stage of bargaining. I don't think everybody goes through this stage of bargaining, because when you've been through hell already and the divorce is nasty on top of that, that person didn't think they should be at least decent enough to make the divorce easy and as seamless as possible. They are just creating problems, making things linger and all of this. Yeah, I don't see why anybody would go through bargaining, bargaining, trying to find a way of working things out and, doing things, trying to rectify the matter. I don't know. I didn't go through that stage personally, but maybe the case is different for different people, and every divorce story. Well, how should I say? There are different divorce stories, but a lot of the times there are so many similarities. So yeah, another stage is depression. Depression is real in this kind of matter, especially when you think about the emotional aspect of things, emotional engagement that you've had for all these years, and you're suddenly being out of the life that you're used to, you know. I mean, the good aspect of it, because if you live a life of uh, domestic violence, especially the physical, the emotional, and the financial violence, then I don't know, is not a good life for someone to be used to, you know. But I do understand that some women, there's something called trauma bonding. You're so used to being disrespected and maltreated like that, but you feel like you're already in that situation. So you kind of learn how to navigate things. So again, maybe in that case as well. But mainly I'm talking about, you've relatively, I mean, people quarrel, people have arguments, so that's normal. But I mean, the normal kind of argument, you have it and you still make up, and you just live your life together, you plan together, you build your world. Now revolves around this person, about around the family that you've created. Maybe children are involved or maybe not, doesn't matter, but it's still a family that you created, and your life, your world or your life just revolves around it. And this has now happened. You're going to feel depressed of about when you think of everything that you guys have shared and planned to share, promises made to each other, then broken promises, and then to add injury, insult to injury, they slap you with a divorce. That is all of those things, the whole situation, all of it. You feel depressed. You really, really feel depressed. Then another feeling you go through is uh, 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 acceptance. When you finish going through this depression, there is no fixed time for it to end, the depression, but surely and truly you will come out. But the level of support you get and your own personality, the kind of person you are, those are the things that will contribute to when you're actually going to come out of this divorce. And when children are involved as well, I personally think you realize you don't really have time to, I mean, to when you come out of this depression. When children are involved, you don't you realize, especially when the children are still quite young, you don't really have a lot of time to dwell in depression. You you just have to, snap out of it at some point, because you've got children to look after, unless you want, of course, you want social services to take them away from you because you're emotionally unable. But, even if they take them away, maybe for some time to give you respite. But, I don't know what kind of partners or husbands people marry, but they might want to, uh, just to punish you more. The man might want to use that opportunity to say, "Look, you're not capable," and try to take the children. Because I've seen and I've heard a lot of nasty divorce stories or divorce situations. So yeah, so as a woman, you want to look after your own children, you want to be there for them, you want to make sure you're there to deal with their own feelings, whatever, what they're feeling as well. They might not really tell you all the time, but there are things you would pick up as a mother, and you can sit your child down, get them to talk about it and help them in that way. So you don't have much time to sit in depression. And then another stage is the stage of acceptance. When you go through the stage of acceptance, you know that, look, whatever happened has happened. The thing now is, you're now a divorcee. You're, uh, you begin to care less about what people are saying or thinking about you, and focus more on yourself as a person, and whatever responsibility you've got to deal with. If you are someone whom, you've agreed to co-parent with your now ex-husband, you focus on, how that is going to work out best for the children and best for you as an individual as well. Yeah, I know people always say, oh, it's about the children. When divorce happens, the children. No, you're a human being as well. It's not just about the children. Yes, it is about the children, but it's also about you as a person, because before those children came, you were already in that marriage, and marriage is not just about children. So when these things happen, it's not the focus is not, oh, about children, adults, it doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter. It does matter. If you haven't been through divorce, never open your mouth and say, oh, it's all about the children. For adults, you let them do what they want. It doesn't. No. Please remove your mouth from the matter if you haven't been through it, if your loved one haven't been through it, if you don't have a close friend who have been through it. Don't make such comments, please. It's nasty. No, it's not just about the children. Yes, you have to think about what's best for the children, depending on the person you're dealing with. But I'm not going to go into that today, because it's a lot to unpack about that. That will be a separate video. But when you come to this acceptance, you now focus on what matters, on your responsibility now going forward. But please don't think of rushing into another relationship. That is not part of your responsibility. That is not part of your next assignment. After accepting that you're now divorced, it never ends well. But then, like I said, that will be another video. Thank you for listening to me today. Once again, thanks for coming to Monic's chat room today. I will speak to you in a few days. Bye-bye.
Real life, real talk at your pace. Monic's True, your safe space. Real life, real talk at your pace. Monic's True, your safe space. Real life, real talk